very, very first inspiration was an image. I was in Spain, in a tiny little village in Spain, and every morning I went to this cafe, and it was one of those cafes where many people came in and they'd lay down the coffee cups, clatter, 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 cup, coffee, and they were so busy, and there were these two big burly guys that were running the cafe, and there was a woman that stood to one side that was clearly their mother, looking on, and she was a great big woman, but she had this tiny little eyelet sweater and this expression of joy on her face, and I just looked at her, and I was sitting and probably had my journal in front of me or something, and I thought about happiness, and I thought, look how happy she is. She's in this little village in Spain, and her sons are running this cafe, and she's clearly joyful, and I thought she was interesting. So it was this image of this woman in a cafe. I absolutely and 100% draw from my own life, but I'm not telling a coherent narrative, like some story from my life with a beginning and a middle and an end. Generally, I have some work like that, but it's more Frankensteinian. Often what I think is, it's like there's something I feel curious about or fascinated by, and I need to get a better look at it. So I recreate it as a piece of theater, culled from bits and pieces of my life, and then I get that opportunity to see it played out on stage and see it again and try and make sense out of it again. It's a box. It's being in the box, and you know, if satisfied with it for some reason, instead of, you know, I guess in some ways I feel like my cat, and I think many people do, you know, and I tried to put my cat on a leash, and all she did was go to the end of her leash and get wound around the tree. My kids did the same thing. I don't know why I put them on a rope, but I think there's I think I just knew, you know, and like there's a picture of, I can remember a picture from the 50s when women were so busy, and they were doing all their housework, and they had children, so they had playpens, and sometimes they had children on ropes. And in this particular picture I'm thinking of, this little boy has gone right to the end of the rope. And I think that's my inclination, and so I feel as if normal is the rope, it's the box, it's the, yeah. Happiness is a touchstone, and so it's a way you can gauge whether you're living your life well or not. And I think if you're desperately unhappy, some of it might not be your fault. And I mean, one problem, happiness is ethically maybe a little bit difficult, because you know, I know people who feel it's wrong to be happy when we know what's going on for so many people in this world. And I totally appreciate that idea, and I respect that idea, and yet I somehow feel differently. I feel like it's in a way our responsibility to be happy if we have the opportunity.